Hi, I'm Jeff Ludy, the owner of Houston Window Experts, and you know the question we get the most of, bottom line, eventually, this is what everybody wants to know, right? Jeff, how much does a window cost? Because if you have somebody out to your house, the ultimate goal is to learn a couple of things, right? Like what kind of window do they have? What's it made out of? What about their installation? But the bottom line, before you can make a decision, one of the key components you have to have is, what does it cost? Well, first of all, it's not a secret, right? Like sometimes it might feel like a secret. If you call a window company and you say, hey, how much does it cost for a window? Some window companies now, they won't tell you that. Now that's a tactic, right? Like they want to come out to your house, they want to spend 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours at your home, they want to twist your arm, but that's different than what I'm talking about. Those kind of companies, what they usually say is, will all the decision makers be present? That's different than what I'm talking about. It is hard sometimes to give people a window price because there are a lot of different windows and there are a lot of different qualities of window. I hear people say all the time, Jeff, how about a ballpark price? Well, ballpark? Well, you're talking about like the nosebleed section, or you're talking about right behind home plate? Even within ballpark pricing, there are variables, right? So I'm going to answer that question today to the very best of my ability, but I want to help you understand why sometimes it's really hard for us to give you a firm price on windows. For example, this white window here, okay, is going to cost less than this window that's black. All things being equal, even if it were the same brand and had the same glass and the same installer, a window that's black made out of vinyl is going to cost more than a white window made out of vinyl because this costs more money for the manufacturer to make. A window that has grids on it, like this beautiful Pella window here, these are actual true grids that are on the surface. They're beautiful and they're very genuine and they're very rich looking. They're going to cost more than a grid like this one that's hidden between the glass. It doesn't look as realistic as the grids do on that window. There are other variables as well, like do you want brick mold on the trim? Do you want to have a new frame expander on the bottom? Do you have new window sills that are needed? There's a lot of variables, but to give you just a kind of a general idea about pricing for a good ultra premium vinyl window, you can expect to spend $800 on it. You really can. And the same thing out of a nice product like this Pella, which is made out of an aluminum exterior with a wood interior, because the materials cost more. Instead of $800, you're going to probably double the cost of that when you're buying a wood product like this. Brand names can also increase or lower the price, right? Like a brand like Pella or Anderson or Marvin, those big brand names, sometimes they cost more than brand names you haven't heard of. Sometimes they don't. But there are variables that happen there. Now that's just for the window itself. There are also other costs that are involved with putting in a window. For example, there's labor, right? And the labor can vary based on what kind of work needs to be done. I mean, if you're talking about a 3-story house versus a 1-story house, if you're talking about maybe that we have to replace some boards, some trim around the outside, or we don't, if there's paint involved, if there's sheetrock work involved, those things can make that project vary quite a bit. And that's the reason a company like ours offers free estimates. Our goal is not to offer a free estimate so we can come to your house and try to twist your arm to buy our window. What's it going to take to get you in this window tonight, Mr. Homeowner? We don't do that. The reason we need to come to your house is because we want to give you fair, accurate pricing information. If you watch this YouTube channel much, you'll learn that I'm all about transparency and honesty and treating people with honesty, dignity, and respect, the way I'd want to be treated by my clients. So you say, Jeff, well, what about that window I saw this advertised? It's only $300. All over the news, it's $300, $300, $300. Well, I wanted the same thing. And so I started collecting some of these quotes from these companies that say we have a $300 window. Guess what? By the time they add their little stuff to it, it's closer to $500 to $600. Is it cheaper than an $800, $900,000 window in an average size for a vinyl window? Yes, it is. And in some cases, that's exactly what you need. At Houston Window Experts, all we deal with is ultra premium vinyl windows, aluminum windows, wood windows, Fibrex and fiberglass and other products that typically cost a little bit more. So our prices are probably higher than what you would call an entry-level, builder grade, or a cheap window. Just as an average, something I read a few years ago, and it actually figures out to be pretty true, is if you take the value of your home, and this is just an average now, if you take the value of your home for a good, high-quality vinyl window, you can expect to spend between 5 and 8% of what the value of your home is. So just to use an easy number, let me give you a number here. If you have $1 million house and you buy a really good vinyl window, you can expect to spend between $50,000 and $80,000 for windows on $1 million house. That's 5 to 8% of the value of your house. If you did a window like this Pella or Andersen or Windsor, where you have a wood interior and aluminum exterior, that's going to be somewhere between 10 to 14% of the value of your house. So $1 million house with a window like this could be $100,000, could be $120,000, $30,000, $40,000. So don't fall for the bait and switch where someone says, we have windows, 10 windows for just X number of dollars, because that's usually a way to get into the house, convince you don't want that window, and then start from scratch. We're one of the very few companies that we don't have a secret about windows. We'll tell you exactly what they cost, but we need to see what you've got in order to give you a price, a fair and accurate price. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If we can help in any way, please feel free to give us a call. Thanks for watching and have a great day.